So Mike had an appointment today, and poor Monica is sick at home in bed. So today you'll still get the inside look to the Willow Glen tour, but you basically only have my opinion today. I'll be reviewing not only what went pending for the week here in Willow Glen, but also we'll talk about the statistics, and then we'll go into the not yet ons. I hope you're enjoying your insider's look at the Willow Glen tour group, and you're getting valued information from it. We're going to go inside now, so come take a peek of what happens every single week at the Willow Glen tour. All right. Good morning, everybody. We get a one-man show today. One-man show. Let's settle down. All right, make you think a little bit different, right? We're marketing people, so we have to think differently. So I thought that that was a little bit appropriate, and I have something about change, right? So maybe you got to change to do something a little bit different. So our quote of the week: change is the law of life, and those who look only to the past or present are certain to miss the future. John F. Kennedy. All right, so let's take a look at our front page and figure out what happened for the week.
Where do we line up?
As you will see, there was a couple of them that took a little bit longer than 30 days. I bolded those. But on average, everything is going very, very quickly. And I did notice there were some that we saw through the previous weeks on tour, and people that generally come here a lot. So I noticed that Newport sold, which was Marianne Holtz. Is Marianne here? Was anybody involved in that transaction? Or what about Settle? I know that was the Farnsworths, and I think that's the one where John Cost wanted to turn it into a car wash. That long driveway with the overhang. He's not even paying attention. Coke Lane, we saw that last week. Anybody else involved with that transaction? Or Paul Bartaldo also had one on Coke Lane. I know that we saw Jonathan last week a little bit lower down the price rank. And then we also had Clintonia. I bring that one up because that one was a real fixer. I looked at the pictures on that one, and so I was curious if anybody had any of their fixer clients with that. And then Mary Ellen Wallace also closed Fuller Avenue. Did anybody have any of the sales on the front page? Did it anything to say about it? Any multiples or anything like that? Before we go ahead and shift things to tour, now that we've got most of us here for the week, I'm actually going to shift gears for do something a little bit different since I have the microphone and I can do so. So I'm going to actually turn it on over to Dee. She's got a nice charity thing that she's putting together, so I'm going to give her a few minutes to talk about that.
Thank you, David. Every year, Envision and Old Republic team up to collect school supplies for kids that are less fortunate. These are the children that live in the shelters and have very little. So what I normally do is instead of making you come to me and bring me school supplies, I'm coming to you to ask you to donate $1 or more if you wish, and I will go and purchase school supplies for the children. I know they're just getting out of school and we're kind of thinking ahead because it takes a while to put this plan together. So I'm going to pass around this silver bucket or white bucket, and if you could drop $1 in here or whatever you feel like doing, thank you. Would you like change?
20 bucks.
Okay, thank you very much, and we'll get this started.
All right, so let's kind of get over to tour. I just wanted to do that earlier. Usually we do our announcements for the good of the order and stuff towards the end of the meeting, but since we're passing the bucket around and that was a good charity, I thought we'd do that a little bit early. Let's go ahead and turn the page and let's hear from our agents who do have something on tour. And a reminder to the agents that do have a house on tour this week, remember about half of this room is going to see the property. So you're really pitching to the other half of the room that's not going to show up. What's going to make this different? Remember, we have all the detailed information. What makes this place special? Why would we want to go ahead and see or show our clients this? So we're going to start with Parkwood with Linda. Here you go.
Hi. Well, let's see what makes it special. It's just a nice house. It needs a little bit of updating if someone wanted to, but you could move right in and live at this house. 3-bedroom, 1 1/4 bath, hardwood floors. Freshly painted in the inside, nice backyard, nice front yard, two-car garage. I don't know how long I can talk, but it's a very nice house, very, very clean, livable. 695-950, come and see it.
All right, then we're gonna go see Scott's place over in Cottle. Scott?
Morning, Scott Rayleigh, CSR Real Estate Services. I have the number 2, which is 2803 Cottle Avenue. I think what's compelling is a great price for somebody to get on a great street in Willow, Glen. 2-bedroom, 1 bath, about 1,050 square feet with hardwood floors. It is also in move-in condition. The other thing I think that's compelling about this property is the lot size is 6,700 square feet. So you could do a sizable either 1-story or 2-story addition, bump up to $1.5 million, $1.7 million. This neighborhood will definitely support that kind of build out. So either first-time buyer trying to get in to Willow Glen, right, or somebody that's looking to expand their home, grow their family, great place to live. Thank you.
Thank you, Scott. And then we go over to Paul, who's got one on Lincoln.
Thanks, you guys. This is one of the 3-2. It's an end unit. It's a single story, so it shows more like a single family residence. It's got a nice 2-car garage, a lot of additional storage, master bedroom, what you'd see in kind of a newer style house. So come by, take a look, and kind of once you see it, you know, I think if you haven't been through the Lincoln Village Townhouse Association, you guys will like this one. We'll have your open house this weekend, Saturday, Sunday, 1 to 4. Thanks.
All right, well, Coastland Avenue is listed at 879. We'll be taking a look at that. We'll switch on over to Delmas with Sean.
Okay, Sean and I have this listed together. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, really, really cute house in on Delmas. It shows really nicely. It has a outdoor fireplace, an outdoor full kitchen with a kegerator.
Is it full?
It's a keg, it has a kegerator. It's crazy. We're taking offers tomorrow, and I'm excited to show it to you.
Only that it's on the block of Delmas south of Willow, so people call that the best block of Delmas.
All right, the next one is Westwood, which is Nancy Pearson. Oh, you are here. Perfect.
Hi everyone. Westwood is gorgeous Cape Cod, and it was on the market a few years ago when my clients bought it. So I think any of you that saw it then would be nice. It would be great if you could see it again. The sellers did a lot of nice updates to it, and it's the kind of house that just looks great when you drive up to it, and you walk in and it feels great. It just has one of those. To me, it's a wow factor. So.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Susanna Kubota, and I have 1284 Glenwood. It's a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, and it has a separate cottage that's about approximately under 300 square feet, about 272 square feet. This house has it all. It's got granite, it's got marble, it's got hardwood floors, it's got French doors, it's got a beautiful entertainment area. It literally has it all. So you won't want to miss this house, because this is your next sale. Okay, thanks.
Good morning, Steve Gordon from the Alon Pinnell Osceolas office. On tour, I have 1561 White Rock Circle. It's located in the Dry Creek Village. If you have any clients that are looking at possibly downsizing, it's a great unit. It's an end unit. All 3 bedrooms are on the ground floor. New paint, carpet, great location within the complex across from the clubhouse and pool area. Listed at $700,000. We open both days, Saturday, Sunday this weekend. You can send your clients. I will be there Saturday, and Joanne from our office will be there Sunday. Thanks.
So now I got to introduce myself and tell you about stats so we can kind of figure out what happened for the week. So we'll go ahead and focus our attention on over to the big screen here so that we can kind of find out what our numbers added up to. So as we kind of look through and we look at that front page and we add everything up and figure out what it averaged out to be, it averaged out just under 900 at 898, which is a little bit of a drop down, but still ahead of what we did last year this week. And when we bring up the 12-week average, you'll see that our 12-week average is at 936. Versus 795. So in case you're not as quick at math as my calculator is, that's about an 18% gain year over year in regards to what that 12-week average pending price is. As we move away from dollars and we look into units, wanted to bring those up for you. I mean, obviously you saw from the front of the page of what went pending for the week. So just kind of wanted to let you know we're at 20. We were at 18 last year and 18 in 2011 as well. So we've always kind of kept the same pace of what goes pending for the week when we look at basically 11, 12, and 13. When we look at the 12-week average of the units that went pending, again, kind of the same. We're actually off a little bit. We're at 19 when we look at this year compared to last year when it was at 25. But back in 2011, when we had an abundance of inventory, we were at 17. So we were ahead of pace for when we even had more inventory. So you guys are doing a better job of getting things pending. So that's awesome. So we were talking about the count just a moment ago, so here we'll bring up those numbers for you as well. You saw that it was 63 on the front of the page and it was 65 last week, so we've been hovering right around that 60s mark. And if you look at the 2012 numbers, they were about the same as well. Now when we go back to 2011, it was 203, and one thing that I noticed when I was pulling those 2011 numbers, that was the last time it was over 200, and it started its drop. So, you know, we may have to kind of look at what is a normal market, and obviously being in the 60s or sub 100, even sub 200 isn't kind of normal for Willow Glen if we go look to look at other times. But, you know, we seem to not have a problem with putting in that 18 to 20 units pending every single week, so I guess it's not affected us. It'll be interesting to see as the numbers start to climb back up again, which we're starting to see county-wide, if we'll have more pendings every week, see if the activity keeps up with the count. It'll be interesting to see that. When we bring up the 12-week average, I didn't have the 12-week average in 2011 because I didn't go back that far with those numbers. But if you look at the 12-week average for 2012, it was at 79. We're sitting at 60 for this week. So you'll see the 2012 numbers continue to get closer and closer to the 2013 numbers. Hopefully at some point in time we'll see the activity, or excuse me, the available homes climb in Willow Glen as well. If we look at our difference from 2011 through 2013, that 63 divided by that 203, or that differential there, we have about 70% less inventory to something would be more of a normal level in regards to available inventory. Now the days on market is something I didn't track at this point in time in 2011, so I'll only be bringing up the 2012 and 2013 numbers. And you'll see as the inventory levels started to get to be about the same, so did the days on market. So we're averaging this week 28 days on market. There's 3 of them that were actually over 30 days. And if you take those 3 out, you know what the average is? It's only 12 days. So that's kind of interesting. Our 12-week average is 24. It was 52 last year. So as you can see, the 2012 numbers were starting to drop as the inventory levels were starting to drop. Things just sell much quicker. All right, so we kind of know what's going on in Willow Glen. Let's keep you guys well-rounded. I like to call this area 1 through 23 the greater San Jose area, because it's going to cover everything from Gilroy, Morgan Hill, all the way on up through Sunnyvale, Santa Clara, hit your Cupertino and Los Gatos, Saratoga as well. So let's go ahead and bring up the numbers so that you can kind of see where we're at right now. And you'll see that we're at 1325 for total units. Now remember, this is adding in the PUDs along with the single families there. And we're at 1442, so that differential is getting smaller and smaller. Only 117 units separate exactly where we were this year versus last year. And then when we want to bring up one important point, and that is that we went up 132 units in 1 week's time. So that was quite a pop, you guys, on what was brought to market. When we look at our pendings are at 2153. And last year they're at 3489. And one of the interesting things is people always know short sales take a little bit longer, so they hang out. Well, I actually have some REO and short sale numbers coming up for you too, so you can kind of see how they're really not that much of the number. But those were down 24, so we're kind of seeing, split between the two, where we're gaining more inventory and we're doing less pendings. The quick go-to stat, the one that I always like to memorize, and I think it's a really easy one to have as your elevator speech, is the Class 1 under contract's at 60%, just a hair over, which means 40% of the time when you see a for sale sign, you can write an offer on that. Now that number is actually a little bit low. We were running like around 65% or so. So we're actually seeing some new lows in regards to that, or basically there is more inventory available versus the pending. So when we look at our Class 2s, that's running at 65, and that had been running in the mid-70s. So that actually isn't the low water mark, but it's pretty darn near it. I think 64 was the low water mark within the last 2 weeks or so. So those numbers are starting to shrink, which is great for the buyers. The other thing that to keep note on this is as we're starting to see those numbers change in certain areas and you're bringing on more and more inventory, it's more and more important that it is priced right. Because if you've got a lot more availability, the simple supply and demand will go into play and you may not get that top dollar. So where we're at halfway through the year is that I'm breaking out the single families, and then I'll be doing the PUD or Class 2 properties in just a second. And what this is showing you is that we currently, out of that 1,300 inventory, 1,018 of them are single families. So out of those 1,018, we gained 87 units versus May 1st, so top versus bottom. So on the left side, 1,018 versus 931, that's a plus 87 in regards to total activity. That's how much activity we've gained in the last 30 days. But let's look at that short sale number. So short sales, single family, areas 1 through 23, yeah, there's 24 of them. There were 17 back on May 1st, so we gained 7 short sales. And when we switch on over the REOs, there was 12 of them. There were 16 back on May 1st, so we've subtracted 4 of those. So if you take that 24 plus the 12, and you divide the percentage of the total marketplace, it's only 3.5% of the market. As we move on over to the PUD market, 307 of that 1,300 number is our active Class 2 properties. Now that's gone up 75 units. So we've all heard that we need more of Class 2 properties countywide, and it's been quite responsive. As you can see, 75 into 307 is quite a big percentage. So that's kind of where we've been gaining a lot of inventory when you look at it on a percentage basis. Our short sales are down in that category. We have 8 countywide. We have 6 REOs, so if you take that 8 plus 6 and add it up to 14, you divide it by the total 307 units, it's 4.6% of the marketplace. So if you look at your PUD and your single family combined and think about what that is, and that's a distressed property, your total distressed properties are hovering right around 4%. So the next time you got a call when someone says they want a really good deal because they want to buy a foreclosure or short sale, after you're done laughing, you can tell them this statistic. Now, you might not have memorized that, and that's okay. That's cool. We make this available for you. You can always find a copy of this. We always put it up on the Willow Glen tour page. And if you're not on Facebook, you can always email me. My email address is coming up in a minute. And as we had talked about earlier, Kyle is videotaping this as well. So if you ever wanted to go to our YouTube channel, you can actually watch it with the information. I wanted to go ahead and open it up now to find out if we had any not yet ons that people wanted to talk about in Willow Glen.
Good morning. I have a home on Fabian Drive coming on the market next week. Unique property in that it has a 1,400 square foot basement, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, remodeled kitchen, has a nice sized lot, 8,350 square feet, and a detached 2-car garage. Asking $799,950. Please stop by. Doug Hindy, Referral Realty.
And then on the next street over, Valpico, same price, $799,950. 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,450 square feet, dialed from top to bottom. It is stunning. It's gorgeous. You'll see it next week. Come and see it next week. $799,950.
Good morning. I have a listing coming up that was supposed to go on this week. Unfortunately, there was a death of a tree in the front yard that fell on the roof. So it will be on next week. 1509 Coke Lane, 17,000 square foot lot, 5-bedroom, 3-bath, 2,890 square feet. It's got a pool, really nice remodeled kitchen. Be listed for $1,480,000. And Chuck Vargas, Windermere.
Is that with or without the tree?
No new tree will be in. It's on Coke Lane. It's in a court.
Oh, that little court.
Yes.
Thanks, Kip Barner, Coldwell Banker. I've got that listing over on Delmas on the other side of Willow from Sean's. It's about 1,100 square feet, and it's got an unpermitted bath or bedroom on it. So we're going to come on at $550. So this would be a perfect opportunity for anybody that's got townhome people out there that don't want a townhome, maybe a small single-family home. Kip Barner, Coldwell Banker.
How many bedrooms?
3 bedrooms.
1 unpermitted.
3 bedrooms, 3 beds, 1 unpermitted. Any more Willow Glen?
Yeah. Holly Bar Serena Group. I have a beautiful 4-bedroom, 2-bath on Arbor Drive, so kind of over there. It'll be listed at probably about 1.1 in about 2 weeks. What else can I tell you? It's got a big lot, about almost 8,000 square feet, and the house is about 1,700 square feet. All remodeled, beautiful. Holly Bar 1.1.
No? Good. Okay, we're going to end a few minutes early so you guys can socialize while I break down all this technology so we can get to the first house and do that. So we're going to cut it about 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes early here. So thank you for your attention. Thanks for coming, and we'll see you at the first house.
Good job. Good job, Dave.